Unmute yourself, Isha.
Okay, please start.
I'm audible?
Yes, audible.
Yes, audible.
Good evening to each one of you present today. It is a moment of extreme pleasure to welcome you all in the Abhinandan 2021. The topic of the session is about relationship between SVV and St. Cloud State University, Minnesota, USA. Dear student of Shri Vaishnav Vidyapeeth Vishwavidyalaya, I, Isha Chopra, welcomes one and all in the third half of the third day Abhinandan 2021. I offer my regards to the resource person, Dr. Ben Balinga, Professor and Graduate Director, Engineering Management, St. Cloud State University, USA. I also welcome all the faculty and staff who are present here to attend this session. Our topic of the session is about relationship between SVV and St. Cloud State University. So, dear young minds, I hope you all are excited about to know our speaker, Dr. Ben Balinga. Let me introduce our speaker. Dr. Ben Balinga graduated in the year 1981 in mechanical engineering with first class in distinction from Mysore University. He joined Tata Engineering, then Daimler-Benz India joint venture plant and worked in manufacturing and production management function. In 1991, he completed Master in Management Science from the University of Pune, India, and then moved to Australia when he completed Master in Engineering with Computer Integrated Manufacturing as specialization in the year 1994, and PhD in Manufacturing from Swinburne University of Technology, Melbourne, Australia. Dr. Balinga worked as a faculty member at Deakin University from the year 1995 to the year 2001 and taught design of manufacturing systems, engineering management, control of manufacturing system, CAD, CAM, etc. While there, he worked on many Australian Research Council funded projects in industry. He also served there as a PhD supervisor. In the year 2001, he moved to the US and joined St. Cloud State University as a faculty. Dr. Balinga is the founding director of the engineering management programs at St. Cloud State University. He is currently a professor and graduate director of engineering management. He has previously served as a chairperson of the mechanical and manufacturing engineering department. Dr. Balinga serves on the board of directors of the American Society of Engineering Management. He also served as the president for American Society for Engineering Management and is a fellow of ISM. Dr. Balinga is also active in the American Society of Quality and frequently gives lecture on quality engineering. In his spare time, he likes to ski and travel and has traveled more than 25 countries. Now, I invite Dr. Ben Balinga to share a brief on St. Cloud University. Now, I hand over the proceeding to our
Just wait for a minute. I think Ben डिस्कनेक्ट हो गया है.
Okay, sorry, I had a little bit of a problem here. Can I start?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I can share
Yes,
my
please.
screen. Yeah, okay, I'll share my screen. Okay, welcome everyone. Sorry about that slight issue I had. For whatever reason, my computer just shut down. Anyway, welcome. As you can see, thanks for the introduction, Professor Isha Chopra, and welcome from all the faculty as SVVV. So I have a small presentation for you, and my intent today is to show you the various facets of collaborations we have between SVVV and St. Cloud State University in Minnesota, United States of America. So before I start, I want to say congratulations to all of the students for participating, joining this program, because you're very lucky, because you're joining a very esteemed university in Indore, which is one of the finest universities I've seen, with very high standards, excellent faculty, professors. And so congratulations on taking this decision today, because this is going to stand you in very good stead in your future years. So you have taken the first step to be successful in your life and going ahead, right? So so with that brief introduction, let me get started. So I deliberately put a photo of snow because that is how St. Cloud State University in Minnesota looks. We are in the northern part of the United States, and we have a good snowfall and a lot of winter fun as well. This is a bird view of our campus. And this is the Mississippi River, which is the river that starts in Minnesota and goes all the way to the coast on the southern side. And so this is where the Mississippi River starts, and all the student housing and everything is based on the campus. We are in the top 3 Forbes most affordable colleges. And then also, we have one of the lowest student loan for undergraduate students who graduate from our schools. And um, St. Cloud State and Sri Vaishnav Vidyapit Vishwavidyalaya have a memorandum of understanding as close partners. Students are able to finish 3.5 years of undergraduate study as SVVV, and then come to St. Cloud State to complete your 1 semester undergraduate, which will include working on a senior design project, or internship as you call it. We call it senior design, on a real project at a company with American students. And all students at SVVV are eligible to come to St. Cloud State for 1 semester and transfer your credits back to SVVV. And then after that, if you stay 1 more year, you can get a MEM degree, Master of Engineering Management. So in 5 years, you can get 1 degree from SVVV, and then 1 degree from St. Cloud State, United States over here. And then after that, you can work here for 4 years without needing any work authorization. So this is a fantastic opportunity, and we have this only with 3 universities in India, and SVVV is one of them. So you get 2 degrees in 5 years. But obviously, you need to work hard. Everyone is eligible, but you also need to maintain a high GPA because we give 50% scholarship at the undergraduate level. And so we charge 50% less than what we would charge students from outside Minnesota, say Michigan or others. So with the 50% cultural scholarship, it makes it really, really affordable for SVVV students. And then at the master's level, we also have more funding as graduate assistantships as well. But it all depends on your CGPA at SVVV, and then later on at St. Cloud State. So, so this is the basic crux of the MOU. We also have other things at the MOU, including we have joint conferences every year, and that is the Sun Mantrana conference. Every year we do a joint. The last 2 years or 3 years, I came to your campus This is St. Cloud State President, Dr. Robin Wacker, and she visited, and I can see Professor Dhar, your Vice Chancellor here, and all the dignitaries here, and your directors and other faculty over here. Dr. Anand Rajawat and other people are here. So I did attend your, so this conference exchange. We also have faculty exchange, and Dr. Anand Rajawat came and taught here for one semester. And one of our faculty, Dr. Ken Miller, went and taught at SWE. And next year, if our conference, if the pandemic is over, we will be sending a faculty from United States next summer to teach an elective in SWE, and we'll also receive a faculty from SWE to teach our students here. So it has student exchange, faculty exchange, and 3.5 and 1.5 joint research, and many other facets of our close partnership between SWE and St. Cloud State University. So you might say, well, I can go to, Australia, I can go to, other countries, or I can do in India. Why come to the United States? Well, one of the reasons is, United States has a lot of academic freedom and academic excellence, which is very, very strong over here. Even if you look at the pandemic, the first vaccines were designed here, the first treatments of COVID are being designed. If you look at the most popular electric vehicle, it is, Tesla is doing. Now, Tesla is, started by the man behind it is an immigrant, from Russia. So he was born in Russia, actually. Elon Musk, his family came from Russia. So the point is, United States welcomes the best and brightest of the world, and that's why it's successful. I myself am not born here. Our chancellor of the whole Minnesota state system is someone who studied in New Delhi. So the point is that US welcomes people from all over the world, and that is why there is a lot of opportunities here to excel. And we also have a lot of support for international students. We have students from 95 countries. Imagine being in class with at least 4 to 8 students from countries you have never met them before, or you can place them on the map, Ethiopia and many other countries. So you meet students from 95 countries at St. Cloud State. And so you have a lot of, internationalization. Now, Minnesota is the northernmost state in United States in the center. Capital is St. Paul, 12th largest state, and we have only 55 lakh population, so not a lot, but quite large by other standards. And it also has the 5th highest GDP per capita income. So it's quite a wealthy state with a lot of companies here, with Fortune 500 companies, with world headquarters in Minnesota, in Minneapolis, Minnesota. 3M, you must have heard, its global headquarters is in Minnesota. Medtronic, Cargill, one of the largest private companies, and so a lot of the companies which are there. So those are some of the things that you see in terms of standard of living, right? It's very beautiful. Sorry, we have over 10,000 lakes, and there's a lake everywhere. In fact, the water level is very low, so you get a lot of fresh water everywhere. Mississippi starts here. So for whatever reason, we have a lot of water bases over here. And then we also have the Lake Superior, which is between Canada and the United States, which is the world's largest freshwater body of water. It's not surface area wise, but depth wise. It's a very deep lake. In fact, we get ships from India that come to Minnesota, even though we are in the center, because the lakes connect eventually to the sea on the eastern coast of United States. And so there's a lot of other industries, banking, IT, and stuff like that. United Health, which has a lot of operations in India, has its world headquarters in here, and Optum, which has got a lot of IT people in it, has a lot of Indians come from India, and then a lot of students are absorbed by these companies, whether it's IT or engineering. And so one of the questions someone asked me in the live chat was, what is the GPA minimum you should have? So you should aim for a GPA of at least 7. So one of the things is you have to work very hard, but because GPA, CGPA, what you get even in the first year, it counts towards it. So you can't just say in final year I'll work hard right now, I'll have all the fun on campus. All fun and no play, is no good, right? You have to have fun, no doubt, as a young person, but also study hard because your GPA will determine your first job, your opportunities for quite some time. And so it is very important that you maintain a good GPA right from your first semester. So students can do one semester and come back if you want. You don't want to do more than a semester, you can come back, or you can do a full year. Um, Under the 3.5 and 1.5. But we also have student exchanges, which means we accept students, whoever SVV authorizes, they can come any semester and do a semester in computer science, IT, electrical engineering, mechanical engineering, manufacturing engineering, any of our disciplines, or even sciences. It doesn't have to be engineering. There's so many programs at St. Cloud State. So you also have to do TOEFL and IELTS, etc. So generally the score for IELTS is 6.5. For TOEFL is 79, and Duolingo 105, and I think 55 for PTE. And Duolingo test can be done from home, so you don't need to go and get training or spend money. If you have a computer and connection at home, you can do that. 24 hours, the results come, so we make it easy. Unlike other countries, they only TOEFL or only IELTS. Going to Australia, we accept any of the standardized English scores. So Minnesota, as I said, is quite a higher um, you know, um, paying state, and we have a lot of students going to healthcare, education, retail, etc. But obviously, we are focused on engineering, and engineering salaries are generally quite high over here. So if you notice, look at the salaries. These are quite high salaries, which are listed for all the disciplines in Minnesota. These are the latest data from that I could find. So you might be wondering, what is this MEM this guy is talking about? Well, engineering management applies to all disciplines. A lot of time people think I'll do electrical engineering, undergraduate, B or B Tech, and then I'll do ME or M Tech electrical engineering. You're having the same skill set. Employers want to see a broad spectrum of skill sets. So when I did engineering, I did mechanical engineering, but my master's I did two masters, one in India, which was in management science from University of Pune. And then I did another master's in Australia, which was in electrical engineering. And then I did my PhD in manufacturing engineering. So mechanical, management, electrical, and then manufacturing engineering. So all my degrees were from different fields, as opposed to doing the same thing and becoming very narrow tunnel sort of specialization. So engineering management, that's why it's the popular program. It's the largest program at St. Cloud State. The second largest is MBA, and that is half the size of engineering management, because we get students from computer science, from information systems, information technology, mechanical engineering, electrical engineering, and even sciences. And even we accept business students as well, people with business undergraduate majors. So engineering management enhances your undergraduate degree and gives you courses like project management, so you can work in project as a project engineer in your own field, whether it's IT or whether it's mechanical engineering. Similarly, we have other courses like quality engineering that helps you work in your own field, so it enhances your undergraduate degree. So engineers are very technical. If you just write code or programming software, you're very technical. But engineers can make the connection to business, right? So they can speak business. So they can look at it from a viable business point of view as a product manager, and it helps you become business leaders, create new career opportunities, and strengthen the skill of entrepreneurial engineers. So if you want to start a business, your own, engineering management is a nice stepping stone, because MBA would take you towards marketing, advertising, and away from your main technical expertise. So we offer it in the Twin Cities, like Hyderabad, Secunderabad. We call it Minneapolis and St. Paul in Minnesota. And full-time students can complete the program in 12 months, or people can take longer if they wish to do. And once students graduate, we are one of 6 programs in the US which are certified by the American Society of Engineering Management. And so you can get a title Certified Associate Engineering Management Professional after your name when you complete it, in addition to the MEM degree that you have. So we work with a lot of local industries. So my homework generally is go to the company and do this process capability study at a company. Or if it's a software, then I will have you download some software code and use software metrics for quality assessment. So we get students from different countries: Nepal, Malaysia, Peru, Colombia, Brazil. And these are just some of the listed over here. And international students can start CPT. So just after 1 year, you can go and work directly with the company for 1 year, and then you can do 3 years of OPT, which is called STEM OPT. But that is only after you do your master's. If you come for 1 semester, then you don't get any CPT because you're only coming here as an exchange student and then you go back, right? So, but if you come as an international student, do 1 semester and the 3.5 and 1.5 and 1 more year, then you can stay back. So these are some of the courses. I won't focus on it right now because you have just entered. But I did want to mention that big data analytics for engineering managers. This course under a partnership is taught by Dr. Anand Rajawat from SVVV. And this is one of our most popular courses. We have almost 95% students signing up for this elective. In addition, we have Lean Six Sigma. We give green belt in Lean Six Sigma, and I teach that course. So these are the various courses that are listed. So at this stage, I will just leave it at that because you still have 4 years before you'll be there. But these are some of the jobs that you can work in: automation and design engineer, product engineer. Many of the jobs, we have graduated in the last 18 years, hundreds of engineers, engineering managers. Many of them are at different level. And now you might be thinking, this sounds good. What about the cost? Well, this is the good news. SVVV, as you know, is very focused on cost and affordability of students because it is led by the trustees from the cloth merchants who are doing benevolent work, right, to help educate people at low cost. And so SVVV chose us because we have the same philosophy. We are a 150-year-old university, so we are not new, more than 150 years. And our focus is the cost. So if you look at the cost over here, we are living cost and the cost of program. Now, no doubt, living cost will be less. We are assuming, more than $1,000 a month. Most Indian students won't spend more than $500 a month for living cost. But this is full fees. Even though 40% of students don't pay the full fee, we give scholarships. Assuming no scholarship and assuming you live, like the way with having a car and an apartment and everything, then it would be 28,554. On the same scale, you can see that most other universities charge quite a lot, and Minnesota is the 5th highest state in salaries. So most students would probably get at $70,000 a year start in the first year. That is the starting salary because of being a high state. At the same time, if you go south, say to Alabama or other places, it'll be like 45, 50 because Alabama, Mississippi, and all. So sometimes when you look at the cost, you also have to look at what are the jobs available in that state when you come to the United States, right? And the last thing I want to mention is, a lot of Indian students are focused on branding. In the United States, it doesn't matter. I don't even know my colleagues where they did their PhD or where they studied. What matters is a high quality education and a lot of job opportunities in the state where you go, because you could go to Missouri, and there's a very nice engineering management program there, Missouri S&T, but around in Rolla, all around, there's like cornfields. So you can get a good education, but there's no jobs. And then if you come to Minnesota, they'll prefer people from Minnesota before giving jobs to people from outside. So what matters is the jobs available in your own state. So these are some of the costs listed over here for books and standard costs. And that's how I, brought it up to 28,000 on the previous scale. So tuition and fees, and then housing, meals, etc. for the full year, right? Um, so, as I mentioned, very few students pay actually the full fee. Most students pay less because we provide funding for the students, and minimum first year income would be 65,000. But in IT, there's so much shortage of jobs these days. It's crazy salary. If I mention some of the salaries, no one's going to believe me, so I'll just share with the faculty after the talk. But that is a terrible shortage in the United States, and the reason for that is due to the pandemic, many people have just decided to retire, and so 10,000 baby boomers are retiring, people of my age group, and there are not enough young people coming in, and we haven't had enough immigration under Trump and others. So there's a severe labor shortage in the United States right now. Schools are canceling buses. There's no school driver. Every field there's a shortage. Restaurants are not able to run because they don't have people to work in. So, and same thing with IT, same thing with companies. They're paying higher and higher salaries, and inflation is going up because of that. So, so ranking I already mentioned. St. Cloud State, is for an online program. We are the 8th lowest affordable program in the top 50 in the United States. And so you might be wondering, why should I go to the 8th lowest? I might go to the lowest. Well, the reason is those who are lower than us charge double fees for international students. This is for US, this graph is for Americans who are studying online. So, so even though it doesn't impact you, you still get the best deal coming to St. Cloud State. I just wanted to mention the 8th lowest is because it's for online students, right? And that is in United States, not for international students. All of them charge double for international students, but we don't. We charge the same fee for Americans coming to MEM at St. Cloud, and same fee for students coming from SVV or from any country in the world. We have the same fee. So there are a lot of companies in the United States, and the salaries are very high. As you know, United States is quite wealthy, and engineering management even is there even in West Point. Our military generals have come from US Military Academy at West Point, like your NDA at Khadakwasla type of thing. They have engineering management at the undergraduate level degree. So Minnesota has also a lot of lakes, and these are some of the photos from Minnesota. The Plymouth campus is in Minneapolis, about 100 kilometers from the main campus. But a lot of students still live in St. Cloud, especially people who come in 3.5 and 1.5. All our Chinese students prefer to live in St. Cloud in the dorms. We also have students from India who do that, and we had a student from Goa who is staying. So they drive and come and carpool. Cars, most people drive cars here. So, people can stay. But 90% of the students from India prefer to stay 95% or maybe even more in the cities because they typically work, on cash or whatever. So there's a lot of, affordability here. And of course, a lot of Indian restaurants, a lot of, your religious places. And so people can have a full cultural life or grocery, Indian grocery, etc. This is Professor Gary. He's also teaching in that. This is Dr. Hiral Shah. She is won the state award for excellence in teaching, and she is originally from Gujarat. And Professor Gary has worked in the U.S. Army and continues to do so. And he also teaches at St. Cloud State. Excellent, very kind and generous, very nice professor. These are photos of some of our students over here from different countries. This one is from Egypt, Nigeria, Shanghai, China, Japan, and this one was actually from Pakistan. He's gone back. He was one of the most popular. Indian students loved him. He was from Pashtun area, and he was elected the president of the student chapter by a lot of because of a lot of support from Indians. He's on Facebook still with them in contact, and I sometimes see that students from North India prefer to hang out with students from Pakistan over students from the south of India, because culturally there's a lot of similarities between students in North India and Pakistan. So we have a lot of student activities and fun, both on the main campus and in Plymouth. So every student, we have students from 95 countries. So every students have to do a night where to share their cultural experience, and they cook food. And so one week we have one Saturday in a year we have a not Hindu, what is it called, Indian festival. There's a name for that, Indian club or whatever they have it. And similarly, African night and Pakistan night, Nepal night, Korean night. It's just fun. There's a lot of shows. Now this one is a photo from our own Plymouth campus, where we do potluck. And this is Munib, and these are some of the students. We encourage them to wear their own traditional dresses, and it's kind of nice, especially students wearing their colorful dresses, and we get students from Russia, etc. Now this student actually is, I think he's a director. He came from India, from Jaipur, under the 3.5 and 1.5, and then he is a director right now. He's got a company car and everything. So this was photo from 3 years back. So he came, I think, around 7 years ago, 7 or 8 years ago. He came. There was a group of 5 students who came from India, from JKLU, India. This student is from Indore. He's now working as a quality engineer. So, and these are other students. So we have our own job fairs, and over here for engineering management. Then we do our potluck as well. Every semester we do a potluck, and students cook their traditional foods. Faculty cook, and we have some cultural presentations, and it's kind of fun, because at the end of the day, when students graduate, they forget everything else, but they remember the good time, the social interactions, the friends they had. Some of these people will go on to be CEOs of maybe Microsoft or Google, and you say, "Oh, he was my classmate, in this I'm here next to that person," or whatever. So it's nice for networking. We also do a lot of tours from the student chapter, different companies. We have students arrange them. Now, this student came from Indore through, I think, Skill Mesro. I don't know which university he came from, but he's now a hardware engineer with Microsoft and Nishant Bhosle, I think. So he's working with Microsoft as a hardware engineer. So a lot of the students get jobs, really good jobs, all over the US. And these are all seniors, graduated. He came from Jaipur. And so, over a period of time, they come, spend 2 years. And we also have another course. We take students to Japan every year as part of a course in the summer. And that is, global studies. And we spend a week there and take them to different companies. And this is the floor of the Tokyo Stock Exchange, where they welcome St. Cloud State University. We took a photo there, photo opportunity. And then we visited Medtronic Japan. And then Rikyo University is our partner, just like SVV is our partner in India. This is Rikyo University. They teach in English. They are our partners, and our students interact with their students, and a lot of fun activities. So I think with that brief introduction, I have some questions, and I could answer them directly here. What is there for post-graduation students? I could not understand what is there for post-graduation students. We have 60 graduate programs at St. Cloud State University. If that is your question, whether it is electrical engineering, computer science, information assurance, engineering management, you name the fields. If you go to stcloudstate.edu, you can see all the 60 programs there. I think that's what you mean, I hope. On what basis you take students in your university from SVV? Well, the students, after 3.5 years, they complete your university at SVV, your director has to approve it, because you are coming under internal arrangement, right? So you have to have a GPA of 7, and at least generally we get higher GPAs, and then your director has to recommend it. And then once your director send us the name, and then we take over. We have a WhatsApp group where we give advice, and then we help you with the application. We give you an I-20, and then you can go to the visa interview. Mumbai is the closest place. You go to the US Embassy there with your I-20, and that you show that you've got enough money in your bank account, or you have a line of credit. I think it is $28,000, $25,000. And then you get a visa, and then you can enter the United States 1 month before. So if you're joining, say, in January, then 10th, then you can enter the United States anytime after December 10th. So process is very simple. It takes 1 day to complete the application, but it has to be initiated from your director, and they have to say the student, and typically Dr. Anand Rajawat or some other faculty says this is the student GPA, and I said, okay, no problem, come over, and then we arrange for you for 1 semester undergraduate studies, what courses you will be doing. Will SVV pay us for coming to St. Cloud's? Probably not, because but that is something I don't know, and later on I will request your faculty to answer whether they have funding. But if our students go, we don't pay them because we are facilitating them to come here at a lower cost. So SVV has asked us to give cultural sharing scholarship, help them with airport pickup, and other things. So we do all the extra things for SVV students, connecting them for accommodation and things like that. But SVVs, I will request your professor to answer. Is GATE score considered here? No, we don't require anything. Because SVV is our partner, we won't require SAT score or anything. Just your GPA of CGPA of 7 from SVV should be good enough, and then a letter from your director. Please, we have looked at the GRE scores for and did a statistical analysis. Students get good GRE and do bad. Students get poor GRE and stay good. And then generally good students do good, average students do average. So it is not a very good predictor of success, and therefore we don't require. We rely more on the GPA, which is of 3.5 or 4 years of studies rather than 1 exam. So that's why, in fact, even MIT doesn't require GRE score. That is something, I don't know if you know it, but it's not required. But it is there. Some scores universities require it. We don't require it because it's not a good predictor. I'm a postgraduate student, SPNK. Well, if you're a postgraduate, student, then generally, probably you would be better off completing your post-graduation in SVV and then coming in for doctoral studies to the United States, because undergraduate is 4 years, right? Post-graduation year is 1 year, and there's a limit on how many credits it can be transferred. And so I know we have 1+1 program with some universities, but really, you can do your master's in 1 year in the United States. Why would someone want to do 1 year in India and then 1 year here? I would recommend that person to come straight away. But if you already started post-graduation, finish it, get a good publication with your professor, and then apply to do a PhD in the United States. Is it necessary to do master's in MEM, or can we choose any other course? Okay, so good question. Thank you for asking, Raghav. So you can do any program you want. You don't have to do MEM. So you can go into computer science as well. You can do any program, but only MEM guarantees you that you can finish it in 1 year, because most programs are very small. So we may have 15 students per year into computer science. We have 70 students coming into the MEM. So MEM being the most popular and highest paying income-wise major, the demand in is like 5 times of any other program at St. Paul State. And as a result, we are able to offer all courses every year. Other programs say, oh, you want that elective? Cybersecurity, you have to wait 1 more year. So they don't offer all the courses every year because there's only 15 students or 12 students in the class. In electrical engineering, there are 5 students. They can barely keep the program going. So what I'm saying is that it might be worth looking at it. If you want to finish 2 degrees in 1.5 years and get a STEM degree and get 3 years of OPT, then MEM. You go into an MBA, you can go into an MBA, but there's no OPT of 2 years, there's no CPT, you get only 1 year. So the best deal is in the MEM program. But you are free to choose. You can do whatever program you want. Don't feel constrained. I just gave you the advantages and disadvantages of different program, and the 3.5 and 1.5 was designed for MEM program. So that's why we said, but if you go into other, you can continue, but you could take longer. And it is in St. Cloud, so that it's a small town, right? Smaller than Ujjain, whereas you're in Indore or you're in, bigger city, right? So if you're in like Kolhapur and then you are in Mumbai or Pune, different jobs, different opportunities, right? So are BSc students also eligible for this? Yeah, BSc students are not eligible for 3.5 and 1.5 because your degree is 3 years. But you can apply after 3 years of doing BSc or BBA. If you get a very good GPA, you can directly apply to come here to do the MEM program after 3 years. So in a way, it is better for you because you're in 4 years, you'll have 2 degrees, right? So you're welcome to apply. We take not a lot of students. We keep, very limited students. So you have to have a really good GPA with the BSc or BBA to do that. Do you provide post-graduation courses for banking and finance too? So if you want to go into banking and finance, I would advise you to go into a business major at St. Cloud State. You do 3 years and directly apply. So if you go to stcloudstate.edu, and then I'm going to type the address, St. Cloud State and .edu. So if you go to this website and then I type that answer, stcloudstate.edu. If you go to the website, then you can look up, say, admissions, graduate admissions, and then you can look up the program there, right? How many students come from St. Cloud from SWV at Indore at 2020? I think we had, this program has just started. So we had one student who came, and that was Masuma Azad. She had a graduate assistantships, and then she also got a summer internship, and she's now finishing her program and graduating. So Masuma came, and I think there's one or two other students who are there. I don't remember because we have 70 students, so sometimes it's hard to keep a track. But I know Masuma did come from SWV. How many students can go to St. Cloud University at a time? Well, if you're coming for undergraduate, we can take, 30, 40, 50, because at the undergraduate, we have a lot of capacity. So there's no restriction at all, because you can come into mechanical engineering, we can take 10 students there, computer science, we can take in 10, 15, electrical engineering, 20 students, IT, information. So the undergraduate level, there's no shortage at all. Is there any course for MBA, MHA, hospital administration? Yes, we do have MBA. And then hospital administration, I don't know how much, because this is a very specialized field. Remember one thing, in the United States, we have very less programs that are specialized. Even mechatronics, computeronics, you are locking yourself up by taking very specialization. Instead, what we do is you do an MBA and then do some hospital administration courses or electives in that. And St. Cloud has a big hospital where the MBA program is located. It's a regional hospital, so we also have nursing programs and others, nursing administration as well at St. Cloud State. So definitely in that area we are involved, but we don't have a MHA degree by itself, because that would be very specialized, and restricting your choices. Whereas an MBA can work in a hospital, and MHA may not be able to work in a different environment because you're already so-called specialized. So what is the percentage of placement? How many students get 100%? So we don't have a single student in the last 18 years who has gone back to India at all. 100% placement, no one goes back. So United States is different for placement than anywhere. I'm an Australian citizen and an American. Even my son who grew up in Australia, he's here in the United States. The point is that the opportunities in the United States for jobs is unlimited. Do people lose jobs? Yeah, they do. My wife lost her job 3 times, but each time she got a job within 5 days, 6 days. Why did she lose her job? Was she a lousy employee? No, a company shut down. In India, you don't need government permission to close down. And businesses close or down. Someone buys it, you get a job immediately. So it's a dynamic economy. But at the same time, I want to mention something very important. If you want an easy life, go to Canada or Australia. United States is only for people who will work hard. Otherwise, they'll be fired right away. There is no appetite here for slackers. So United States is good for job opportunities. It's excellent to make money, good, really high earning jobs, but it is only for people who work hard. Up or out. You keep going up or out. That is the way it goes. What are the fees? The whole program costs around $14,000. The MEM program living cost is around $5,500. So $20,000. So say for if you come directly for MEM program, and then first year salary 68, 70, depending on your major. You get your money back. Investment in your own self in less than 6 months. Well, there's no limit to the number of students who can go for BTech. We have plenty of capacity there. BCA degree, yeah, it is 3-year degree, right? So you can come directly for business computing applications for MEM, but you need to have a good GPA. What are the special skills that one should be focusing on for getting better impression or for the resume? Well, if you're, we look at the GPA only and your reference letter from your supervisor or advisor at SVV. But in general, I think what counts, everyone knows someone coming fresh from school doesn't have a great resume, right? But someone after 20 years, a resume is important. At your age, a resume should be done well. Formatting should be good. Grammar should be good. No spelling mistakes. That tells, you can tell a person is tidy in their home or not by just looking at the attention to details. Is there seats reserved that only limited number of students can come from SVV? No, we have not run into the situation where it's like saying, जयपुर में बाढ़ आएगी तो क्या करूंगा मैं? जयपुर में कहाँ बाढ़ आएगी? बारिश ही नहीं आती है. So I don't think you have to worry about it right now on that, right? So if we do not have, unfortunately, life is hard, guys. Okay, so if you don't get your GPA, tough luck. So start working now. There is no this thing. United States rules are clear. You get it, you are in. If you don't, go for other opportunities. All right. So focus on your GPA. You're in your first year. Have positive thoughts. You can do it. There's nothing you cannot do if you make up your mind. So don't already look for a crutch even before you start walking. What is the fees in BTech? BTech, I think the fees would be, I think $2,500 for the whole semester. 2,400, I think it is. But I can let your professor know about it. Check it. I could have just go to stcloudstate.edu, type tuition fees per credit. You'll know right away. It takes 2 minutes. Okay. Just go to stcloudstate.edu and do a search for the tuition fee. Other courses in astrophysics, I'm not sure. Please look it up. If anyone not having 50% in high school, well, we're not admitting anyone from high school, right? We don't look at your high school. We only look at your CGPA from SVV. What is the average package? I don't know what package means. Can we get job in other countries as well, like Japan or Korea? So, United States degrees are well recognized world over. We are a regionally accredited university, 150-year-old. You can go with this degree to India, you can go to China, you can go anywhere. So many students from China come after working 3 or 5 years, they go all back to China. Very few Chinese students stay back. They want to go back and be close to their parents. And Indian students settle down here because Indian students typically prefer to take US citizenship and settle down, but you are more than welcome to go to Japan or Korea, etc. But I would say if you want to go to Japan or Korea, you should actually do your masters in those countries. So you learn the language at a young age and settle down. Degree will count, but it'll be difficult as you age to learn a foreign language. Can we get job in other countries? Yes, you can. Oh, that question was typed 3 times. Can we continue postgraduate degree under undergraduate course? Well, undergraduate. So undergraduate in the US means BTech, BE, right? That is undergraduate. Postgraduate means master's and also includes doctoral program. So yeah, you can continue in the same university for all the degrees. What is the minimum GPA for BCA? 7. You should aim for at least 7 GPA. Is there astrophysics? I don't know. Average annual income, I would say is 70K would be the average. The salaries have gone up since the pandemic because of shortage of labor. My wife, she's in her 60s, she just retired. She said, I'm done. So most Americans are, retiring from the workforce after the pandemic shock. They are not continuing in that. I think that closed up all my questions. I've answered 31 questions. So I'll hand it over back to your esteemed professors to take over from here. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. I think this is a great opportunity for students that you tell us. Anything else you want to share with us, sir?
Me?
Yes, sir.
Well, the only thing I wanted to share was someone asked me the tuition fee and that. So if you don't mind, I will share it and quickly show it so that students can just take a photo with their phone, and that way they can immediately go there. So if students go to stcloudstate.edu,
Sure,
then you can go here. Now, someone asked me, what are the master's programs, right? Graduate programs. Click on admissions, graduate students, and then search programs. And then you'll find all these programs are there, right? Then someone else asked me, what is the tuition fee? So type in tuition fee here, tuition fees, and then it will show tuition fees over here. And okay, I'll go to the main page and show, because it's showing me only graduate tuition fees here, context related. Academic cultural tuition fees for graduate in states. Okay. All right. What it did was someone has reset the search. I have to complain now. Cost of tuition. I hope it's not a help screen. Oh no. Okay. I don't know why they, cost of review the cost of it. Okay, we finally found it. They want to go to the FAQ. So if you go here and then do resident and tuition fee per credit, so you're considered a resident, international students, whereas other students, pay higher fee, right? Someone from Michigan pays $600 per credit at the undergraduate level. You'd pay only 308 per credit. So if you do 12 credits, your fee would be 3,600 for one semester at St. Cloud State. And then, of course, you have to pay the health insurance and some books and other fee. This is just the tuition fee. So other fees are per credit, which are there. All right. That's all I wanted to share.
On behalf of I, Isha Chopra, from the core of Malinga, for giving and spreading knowledge between us. I am particularly grateful to the resource person, Dr. Balinga, for their commitment to make this session a great success. I extend my sincere thanks to Dr. Saurabh Jain, sir, coordinator of Abhinandan 2021, for being with us in this session. I would also like to show my thanks to Dr. Pragya Jarogia ma'am for showing her confidence on me and giving me an opportunity to master this session. And also thanks all the parents and students of SVV for their valuable contribution to their interest and their enthusiasm for Abhinandan 2021 attend this session patiently. Last but not least, I would like to thank our technical team for their uninterrupted support during the session. Thank you all and have a good day. I wish you all great success in your pursuits. By this, we enclose the session of third day Abhinandan 2021.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Ben. It's really a nice session. You covered all the questions. 33 questions are there. Thank you. Thank you to all.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks.
Thank you, sir.